this place wasn't always like this. There was a time when these hills were covered in forests. Flowers grew everywhere and rivers flowed across the land. But then something happened. A strange disease spread through every plant it touched. All the trees died where they stood. Fields turned to dust, and before long, there wasn't a single living plant anywhere to be seen. Now all that's left are the dead forests, the dried up riverbeds, and an endless wasteland stretching to the horizon. The wind blows through a world that's been completely emptied of life, except in the silo, where life is thriving, below ground, safe from the virus. Yeah, I haven't a clue what the heck could be destroying this land. No idea at all what could be happening here. But as you can see, I've been working. That's right. It's starting to look better. We've got our riverbed, which is now fully dried up. It is no longer mud. It is actually dry, and I've curved it around here to give it a little bit more realism, I suppose. We've got our dried, our dead bushes, I suppose, dried up bushes here in the middle of it. And you can see we've got some boulders, which has helped shape this river, and it's actually traveling downhill, not like down and up. So been doing some work. Also swapped out some of the blocks of the tree here to make it stand out a little bit from the gray background. I'm still deciding if I like that or not. You guys let me know what you think, because more trees are yet to come and much more decoration is yet to come. But I think I've had enough of spending time out front of the silo here and looking at this terrain. I need to tackle something else, because terraforming, not really my specialty. And to be honest, the more time I spend on it, the harder it seems to get. So I want to take a little bit of a break from this, and maybe we'll get back to some of my favorite things to do here in Minecraft, as I'm learning new things, which is fun always. But one of my favorite things to do, of course, is to dabble with some redstone, make some mini games, and I think we can do just that in our nether tunnel. So as many of you know, we are determined to make the west tunnel the best tunnel, and Cub and Jevin have been doing a lot of work. I put in my sound system, which I believe is still off. We turned it off during the Gamers Outreach event because we were doing all these signs and it would have been going off like crazy the whole time. So yeah, I need to turn that back on. But Cub has done a lot here. He's installed this ham track, which is amazing. Basically, the second you get on this pig, it starts to move down the length of the tunnel nice and slowly. And here we go. You got to see it from this angle. Look at that. We're just riding the pig along here, kind of like a monorail as we go. And we can go all the way to the end of this, and it will return. It's kind of like on its own power, which is cool. Oh, look at this. Jeffin did the portal room for the end as well. Lots of things happening here in the West Tunnel, the best tunnel. And I want to make even more happen in here today. In fact, I want to give people a reason to ride Hamtrack other than the fact that it's just cool. So I was thinking, what if we had a little target game that we could like shoot target blocks along the way, maybe just like up there somewhere, right? I got to station some target blocks, and then we'll do some redstone and make sure that we can keep count of all the targets that the people have hit. Maybe only give so many arrows to shoot to limit them from being able to max out the score every time. Here's the end of the ham track. And it goes right back. So I could put them on both sides as well. So you could kind of like shoot down one side. Look at this. It's really hard to shoot arrows because you're moving, right? So you get like this momentum. If I aim and release there, it actually carries over like 2 whole blocks. You almost need to like aim ahead. Oh, it's crazy. Anyway, yeah, that could be a lot of fun. So I want to do that now. I want to start putting in all the redstone bits to make this a little game as they come down here and ride the ham track. And look at this. We've got our own mailbox as well. Oh, West Tunnel. We got books in here. West Tunnel is more of an idea than a tunnel. We do not claim to be the perfect tunnel. In fact, far from it. Instead, we accept we will never be perfect, yet pursue the ideal of perfection. Nevertheless, always striving to be a better, longer, bolder tunnel than we were yesterday. Slowly becoming the best version of the tunnel that came before, while being the worst version of the tunnel yet to come. This defines what it means to be a West Tunneler. Like the great tunnel we dare to dream of, may your gaze fall ever westward. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so you can see Cub is definitely wanting this tunnel to just continue improving over the course of the season. And look at all these amazing banners. Like they definitely represent this tunnel well, don't they? So yeah, this game is going to do just that. It's going to make this tunnel even cooler. And when I'm done with it, today when I'm done with it, this will be the worst, wait, what did he say? It'll be the worst version of the tunnel yet to come. Yep. That's the goal today. All right. So in order to do this, I need to clear out some space, and I pre-checked this, that up here behind this wall, there's plenty of space. There's nothing really in the way. In fact, we can kind of like tuck our redstone on top of Cub's little entrance to his portal there. So all the bits and bobs that are going to control whether or not the targets are lit up and ready to be shot at can happen there. And then I just need to tuck in the targets. Now, I don't want the targets to be ugly. The problem is target blocks are ugly and they're not yellow. So I think what I'll do is actually tuck them back a little bit so you don't really see them from this angle. You only see them like as you're going by, which is going to make it even harder to like shoot because it's going to be tucked in a whole block. So you got to be really accurate, which is very, very tough on the move. And also, I think I'm going to make it so they randomly light up, so you can only shoot them if a light's on. So we're going to have some cool redstone going on as well. And then I want to make a counter system that counts up the score for the players so they don't have to keep track as they go. That's going to be, yeah, I haven't done that in a while, so hopefully I remember how to do that. We'll figure it out. But first, we need to get behind these walls and get some digging done. I might have got a little carried away. Digging is done. As you can see, I've opened this up quite a bit. And yeah, I'm going to need to come back and spawn proof it because we're getting all sorts of guys down below that have been bothering me as I've been also putting in the redstone. Yep, it's in on one side of this anyway. Look at how far this goes. In fact, it goes so far, I've discovered a new problem that I need to solve. I'll show you here in a bit, but let's go back to the beginning of this and I'll explain a little bit of what's going on. In fact, it might be better to show you from inside the tunnel here. So here we have the target blocks recessed as I talked about. I'm going to put a sign in front of it, a hanging sign, because like I said, don't really like the look of the target block as we come through here. But we've got these lamps as well above them. And basically, as I described before, in the lamps, if the lamp's turned on and you hit the target block, that's when a point will actually count. So as we get on the pig here, that's what initiates the whole process. So we can get on, and then you should start to see the lights blinking. There we go. And it's on a randomizer. So not every time we go past is the light actually going to be on. You can see it is fairly random. In fact, there we go. There's one. I was starting to get a little bit worried. Our signal wasn't making it all the way down, and for good reason, because indeed our signal does not actually make it all the way down. And it makes sense now that I think about it. This tunnel is so long that that's getting unloaded back there. You see that? You see that? It's actually getting unloaded, and our mechanism for actually turning these lights on and off, the clock back there, it's getting unloaded. If nobody's in the nether, oh, Green's in the nether. He might be loading it right now, so let's see if he's loading the clock. No, you don't see any lights down here turning on at all anymore, which means we've got chunks unloaded. So I'm going to have to put a chunk loader in where all that is just to make sure this game runs while the people are at the end of the tunnel. But look at how many I put in. This was quite the tedious task to put in all of these, and all the redstone behind it took hours, because I guess I just lost sight of how long this tunnel actually is. And now that that side's done, I need to do this side as well. So I got many more hours ahead of me on that side, but I want to make sure one side's at least working. Oh, I thought we were going past the station here. I thought, no, Cub, don't expand it anymore, please. I don't think I'll be expanding the game past that anyway, just because of, you know, this is long enough. One other thought that I had was it would be easy for somebody to just line up and just shoot arrows the whole time at every single target block. And even if they're on or off, so the on or off state wouldn't really matter so much. So I think what I want to do, instead of letting them shoot arrows, which they could bring an infinity bow and have arrows for days. There we go. Finally hit one. I'm going to do snowballs, which will make it even harder, I think, to hit the targets. I found that this is the best way to do it. Our pig is going way slower on the way back than he was going on the way there, I just noticed. But if we do snowballs and give them a limited amount of snowballs that they can actually throw, then they'll be more selective about when to throw them. So they won't just be spamming every single target block, whether or not the light is on. So yeah, that's one other change. I'll have to spit out some snowballs for people that want to play the game, and then keep track of whether or not they're actually playing the game or just writing the pig down. So yeah, a lot of little things I need to put in still, but I think the next step for me is I actually need to figure out how to tally up the score. I'm going to do one full side, and then we'll work on the other side if I'm up to it. It's getting to be a tedious task. And look at that. All right, we're loaded again. Our clock is turned back on, and the light bulbs are still flashing. It's got to be about ending soon with the timer here. I'll go back and show you a little bit of the redstone. It's not super complicated. Here, let's activate this so that we can see it in action. So this would be as somebody boarded the ham track that would kick this clock off. And as these items are flowing over and then back, it's emitting a signal here that tells a clock to happen. And that clock is basically just sending a signal down the line to all of our lights. And this is our 50-50 randomizer here that is going down and basically determining whether or not to turn the light on. And if the light's on, we will allow a signal to pass through via a locked repeater right there. So if the light's on, we're getting unlucky here. We need this randomizer to signal all the way to this repeater. And right now it doesn't want to. Send the shear, please, to get us a stronger signal. It's literally picking the redstone dust every single time. Come on now. There we go. Okay. And then that goes down, the light comes on, and you can see the repeater down here. It was unlocked. There we go. It unlocks, and that allows the signal from the target block to go through. I just got a note block right now just so that I can hear it to make sure that this is working as I expected. But then we can take the signal that gets passed through to this and actually do a counter. And that's going all the way down. So you can see we got a whole bunch of these, one for every single light. We can actually come through here and see which lights are being turned on. That's cool. And same exact mechanism all the way down. And that's the basics of it. So yeah, anytime somebody hits the target block while this is unlocked, then we need to count a score. So it's basically going to activate this block right here, which we can get some power off of and send it down to a counter. So yeah, remember when I said I hope I remember how to do this? Yeah, I'm going to have to go to a creative world and see if I can figure this out, because it's been years since I've done something like this. We'll get it. All right, we've got some good progress now. We've got our 7-segment display here, which I went back and looked at the one I used, and it turns out it was like way back in season 6, and it was so old that like observers didn't exist back then. So I decided there's probably newer, better technology these days for a 7-segment display. So I went and looked to see what Cub did, because I remembered there was one in Gasketball. And turns out he had borrowed that from the Frogger game that Etho did. And I think Etho actually came up with this, according to Cub. So I went ahead and borrowed that, and it works perfectly. Here's our little test button. So if we press this button, we can see the score goes up. And if I keep pressing it and we get all the way to 10, you should see the tens digit go up. So let me just quickly go through this. Okay, so we're up to 9, which means next one should be 10. That should go to 0, and there's our 1. Perfect. So we know this is working now. So now that I've got the scoreboard, actually, let's make sure it resets as well so we can get it back to 0. Yep, perfect. What I want to have happen now is basically when we get on the pig, which is now upside down. I guess they fell somehow, and Cub came and strung them back up, but he got them backwards. So now we've got Dinnerbone, which used to be up there, and that is Hamtrack up at the top. Somehow they fell. Not sure how. But yeah, when we get on Dinnerbone now, we're going to want that to reset the scoreboard. And then, of course, as we go down the line and we're hitting targets, each one of those needs to be ticking up the score. And then we'll just leave it that way. When the game's over, whatever score the person gets can stay up until the next person rides, and then we'll reset again. So I need to wire that up next. Basically just tie up all the target blocks, and the signal that comes out from them when they are successfully hit with the light on needs to send that signal to our scoreboard here, our 7-segment display. And then when you, I guess, get on the pig, that would probably be a good indication of when to reset the score. So every time we jump on this guy, it'll send a signal to a scoreboard to reset. Oh, and of course we jumped on the guy, so off we go. I guess I'm going to go for a little ride here as he slowly turns around. I kind of like it upside down. Look at this. He's kicking us in the butt the whole time we're riding him. And we still got to deal with this problem. You can see as we get down here, none of these lights down here are flashing at all. And that is because, as I mentioned earlier, we are unloading chunks. And yeah, here's our turnaround. And that means that the end part of our game is not getting the redstone signals, which means if we hit the targets, that's also not going to send back either and not count scores. So I have to look into what we want to do there, because I really don't want to put in chunk loaders that are going to also load the overworld. for no good reason, right? Like just to load the nether. And I think there's old school methods. I don't know if they still work. Okay, here we go. So now we're back into loading the chunks where the clock is, and you can see the lights turning back on. So yeah, just kind of the last half of the tunnel here that we need to worry about. Oh, this is new. Look at that. Portal to the golf course. Nice. But yeah, I'll need to look into chunk loaders as well. And then finally, we need a station to distribute snowballs, because that is going to be what we throw at the targets. That way, they can't just infinitely shoot. We can actually control the number of snowballs they get. Hello! Dancing, dancing, dancing. I'm a dancing machine. Okay. Yeah, obviously doing too much redstone. I'm going crazy up in here. We need to finish this thing up, so let's do it. Okay, we've got some good news. I think this thing is ready to go. I just need to test it out. I already did here. I got 2. It's hard. It's really hard. This Hamtrak is moving faster these days. I don't know if it's because he's hanging upside down or what, but he's going pretty fast. I'll show you. It's really difficult. As we look at this book here, it tells us what's going on. So I wrote, looking for something to do while riding the Hamtrak? Well, try testing your snowball throwing skills with Pork Shot. That's right. That's the name of the game. A West Tunnel exclusive minigame. Press the button on the wall to the left to receive some snowballs and hit as many targets along the tunnel during your ride. But choose your throws wisely, as the target hits will only count if the lamp is on when the snowball hits. Think you did a good job? Log your high score on the next page to see where you stand against the rest of the Hermits. Good luck, WTBT. Anybody know what that stands for? Let me know in the comments if you do. Here we go, high scores. I did get a 6 in one of my tests, so I put 6. Cub came through, and I had him give it a test too, and he got a 3. So far it's looking good. I want to do one more test though, because I've changed a few more things. This, believe it or not, is our hidden little snowball thing. Do I need a sign? Do you think they're going to find this? Oh, inventory's a mess. All right, here we go. So we stand on top of this guy. We press the button. We get... How many I forget? 29? I forget. 20. I'm thinking 29. Yes, 29. Nailed it. All right, we get 29 snowballs. And I wanted to limit the amount of snowballs they get because I don't want them just spamming snowballs at targets hoping the light turns on. You know what I mean? I want them to choose wisely. However, let me show you how hard this gets. Is that going to reset? And it's reset. Okay, focus, eye on the prize, and missed. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is what I do. I face the wall, and then I just kind of watch the light come into play, and then if it's on, I will throw it after a second. So you got to be quick, though. You got to notice it and then throw. These vines might mess us up. Got one. There we go. Okay, 1. Good. Yep. Oh, the light turned on after. See how that worked? 2. Yes. Okay. I'll take it. And, oh, I threw it and the light turned off. It happens to me a lot. And that turned on afterwards. Oh, no, I missed. I should have spammed that one maybe. Maybe a couple throws would have been good in succession. Just, I don't know why I threw that one. I was way past the light. That should have counted. What happened there? It turned off just at the wrong time, I suppose. Aiming. I did put in chunk loaders all the way down, so I'm hoping we get lights at the end of the tunnel. I may have fallen a few chunks short. Yeah, because I'm not seeing these last 3 lights turning on. Let's see. On our way back, maybe we'll get lucky. I got 6 throws in this hand, 13 more. I could actually throw some more snowballs if I wanted. Yeah, those last 3 lights never did turn on. So maybe another chunk loader needed. But that one did. That should have counted. I totally hit that target. What happened there? What happened? I don't understand. I deserve a point for that. Is the game broken? I hope not. Oh, I missed. Okay, we got it. We got to hit the target. You can't test the game if you don't actually hit the target, right? That's part of it. Yes, there we go. How many is this? I lost count. How many did we get? That was 3, I think. Oh, we're not doing too good. We're not doing too good at all. I guess better than the last test I did. Oh, man. This game is really hard. No, missed. Okay, I'm on my other stack now, and we're getting to the end of the track, and I'm doing terrible. Okay, maybe I should have done practice throws. Yes! 4, right? 4? Hopefully the scoreboard's 4. And that's the end, isn't it? Oh... 5! Okay, I lost count. We did better. Yay, we did better than I thought. Okay, maybe I missed a bell on one of those. I didn't hear the bell go off, so I guess I thought I didn't get it. 5, okay. Woo! Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I suppose people will get good at it. I can't imagine anybody's going to, like, get a score of 29 or anything, like hitting all the snowballs. But Yeah, that's kind of fun. That is one side done. I do need to do the other side. However, this has been quite the project. In fact, let's go look at where all the redstone ended up. Oh. Oh. I made mistakes. Uh-oh. Okay, we gotta fix this now. Take a look at our long tunnel here. I've done a little bit of redstone maintenance, and we still got some sections that need buttoned up to prevent spawning, and we lost our chicken. It was sad. So now we have chicken. Hi. Oh. All right, he's gone. Off he goes. I'm not sure why did he leave? Anyway, so here we go. You can see I showed you guys this already. I thought I had to run another line of redstone down there. That's why we got the iron blocks there down below me right here. But I did clean this up quite a bit. More spawn proofing needed because, as you can see, we get these guys up in here, and then they end up in the boat. Chicken, leave me alone. Oh. No wonder. No wonder this wasn't working. I haven't finished these last bits. Excuse me. Oh, that's why. I thought I was done. I needed to go up and over this little bit right here. What is this? This is like the cake thing, right? Yeah. I need to go up and over that. We're going to have that a few times throughout where we need to go up and over something that's, another tunnel coming through. So that's why I didn't get any points for these last ones, because I didn't actually finish. Okay, well, that's what happens when the tunnel gets a little too long. Here we go. This was the last one that I would have actually counted. So we weren't done. Thought I was done, but we weren't. But I'm going to have to do that in a little bit because Skizz just asked me if I could come by and help him with something, and he's like really far north, so I'm going to go see what he's up to. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Hello. I haven't used this bed in a while, and I just laid in it, and it's making farting noises. I'm assuming there's some sort of observer. Yep. What the heck? What is going on? Why have we done this? Hold on. Here, look, we can put this on there. It's got like that delayed. Oh, what the heck? Okay, I'm gonna go underneath and see what is going on here. Okay, yep. There is some redstone under. What? Did you come down here to smell it? No, I came down here to see what the heck is happening. Oh, these aren't even like the mob head ones. I assume somebody just like put some fart sounds on a mob head. That's right. We found that out with the Zuma's music thing, that if you put note blocks on top of the oxidized copper blocks, that's what they sound like now. I don't know what they were tuned to, but that's okay. That one, actually, this says it on there, right? These are G's, and that's an F sharp. Over here we've got the another F sharp and a B, right? So you can see it's because I got a texture pack that actually tells us what the notes are to help out. Just taking the observer signal and great. That's fantastic. No, I didn't come down here to smell it. I came down to disable it. Sorry. I don't think I want fart noises every time I try to sleep in my bed, but that is pretty funny nonetheless. Caught me off guard there. Honestly, I don't know how long this has been here because I have not slept in this bed in a while. I've been busy terraforming outside. I've been in the Nether. Really haven't been in my base much in the past couple weeks. So yeah, I don't know how long this has been here like this. Okay, that's better. No more fart noises when I wake up. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot about Skizz. We better get going.
Impulse, I have brought you here today because this here, what you're looking at, is the world's smallest prototype of what I'm looking to build for a game. Yeah. It's my first game.
That's awesome, man. First game. I got to tell you, I'm out of breath though. That was like, where are we?
Yeah, it's a long trek,
14,000 blocks north.
I think you actually flew to me one time, not through the Nether, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a mistake. Yeah. I saw your head on the thing and I thought you were close, and then I just kept flying for like 3 hours and I finally found you. This is we're out in the middle of nowhere. What is this place?
This is Skizzleland. This is Skizzleman Playground, dude. See over here. This is the. Remember when I built the C team obstacle course?
Training course. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to have a place where I could just play and it not be too much of an eyesore for other people. So
your own mini game district over here. Okay.
Pretty
Cool.
much. It's a kind of a testing ground, really.
Okay.
All right. So let me explain what this is. Ignore this top target block. Ignore that. Just pretend that's a regular block. Here's how this is going to work. Now, like I said, teeny tiny prototype. What I want to do here is I want to create something. You know the old carnival games where you have the sledgehammer and you poof, hit the thing and the stone goes up and you try to hit hard enough so it hits the bell.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ding. That's what I'm trying to kind of create here. And the way it works is basically you got to be a perfect shot. So as I hit this bottom target block with an arrow. Now at first I was doing, hold on, let me see something. Okay, yeah, it's snowballs. See, dude, it's been so long since I've been working on this thing that I forgot that I actually was able to go back to snowballs. Okay, so here's the deal.
I brought my own snowballs. I'm ready to go. Snowball fight.
How do you just have snowballs ready?
I'm also working on a target game with snowballs. Oddly enough,
are you?
Yeah, the Nether in the West Tunnel. You'll see. So I'm all primed up, buddy. I came prepared.
Okay, that's great minds. All right, so the way this is going to work is this. Okay, so watch this. I'll hit this one here, and what that does is that makes this one on the left eligible. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And it's only eligible for X amount of time. And once I hit that, then it makes the third one eligible like this.
Speed
You'll see this
game.
one on the right happen.
Got it.
It's a speed game. It's a speed and accuracy game. But here's the rub. I don't want this thing to be 3 target blocks. There's 2 problems. I don't want it to be 3 target blocks. I want it to be 9. And on top of that, this is where you come in. I don't want the player to be able to memorize what the pattern is. So I would, other than the first one, I would like all of the others to be completely random on what's going to pop up. You know what I mean? So I don't want people knowing which one's about to reveal itself as an eligible block. So essentially, as you hit that first one, you got to look around for which one came down. So you can't just go, you can't shoot and then start moving to where you know the next one's coming down. So that is where Dibble-Dop comes in.
Okay.
Every single one that you hit has to instigate another random generator, if you think about it, right?
Okay.
So if you have, it's kind of weird. I know it's weird, you know what I mean? But it's one of those, like if you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by the end of this thing. And boom, the first one will always be the same. Boom. And that's going to decide, random. And then that one popped up. And then once you hit that one's going to make random. And then that one popped up. So every time it happens, it's going to be random. And that's the premise of it, to keep them on the toes.
Okay. All right.
Are you up for it?
Yeah, it's a little more complicated than I anticipated, but I'm sure we can figure it out. All right, I'm in my creative test world here, figuring out how to best do this. And typically it would be pretty easy. I actually showed Skizz how we can put different items in a dispenser, and if they are, unstackable, or they only stack to 16 or they stack to 64, they're going to put out different signals. But he needs 8 distinct signals. So I ran across an amazing comment in Skizz's episode where he was explaining what he needed, and it's from Brecourt, and they said, why not use shulker boxes to measure the signal? Because the great thing with shulker boxes is we can decide how much signal strength we're going to have by how many items we put in here. So if I put a bunch more of these yellow wools, you can see we can get up to 6, we can go all the way to 15 really. And if we just use that at different signal strengths, we can actually get a random output. And the best part is when we put it together with something like this, it is truly random. This dispenser is going to spit out one of these 8. Now, I know I'm saying 8 because the first target is just the starting target. So that one doesn't really count. There's 8 random ones after that one. And these all have different amounts of wool in them. And when we shoot this thing, one of those is going to come out and we don't know which. So let's demonstrate here. We'll shoot that one. And we got the one with 7 signal strength. So that's number 7, we'll call it. All right. And then we can have the number 7 target open up and come out. And then as soon as that gets hit, we can get rid of that. That'll go back in a collection system. And then we hit the next one. The next one comes out. That one's number 2, as you see there. And then that can go away. We can get the next one, which is number 1. That can go away. And the whole time this is happening, we are limited by what we haven't gotten yet, which is exactly what he wants. So they're not going back in the system and have potential of repeating as well. So as soon as we get all of them, then I guess the game would be over, right? So there's 5. Obviously, we will automate this with redstone. I don't know exactly how he wants to wire up the rest of his game. But now from here, the challenge is to understand the signal strength. So there's something called a red coder, according to Brecourt. I'm going to look into this, and we should be able to determine the strength of the signal and have 8 different distinct lines going off of it in the end. And that's exactly what it sounded like Skizz needed. So I'm going to figure out that red coder part next. Never heard that term before, so this is new to me, which is exciting. Always love learning new things. There's number 8, so full strength signal. And is that it? Is there any more? We got 1 left. All right, might as well finish the job. What was the last one? 6 was the last one to be chosen. And then that would be it for the game. And then what we can do is just have some redstone, basically recycle all the boxes from down in here, back up into here, and we're good to go. All right, let's figure out this red coder thing. All right, I did some research, and this is a red coder. So what this gives us is the ability to have a single output instead of lights 1 through 8 lit up. We have just 1 light per thing that happens here. So demonstrate here. Now we know we just got box 5, and I can actually take an output off of this lamp. So I guess in Skizz's case, we would run a signal from this block right here off to this 5 station where he exposes that target block. And then once that target block is hit, another one will pop out. And now this time it is 3. And we can go ahead and send the signal to that guy. And then 8. And you can see it's random every time, and we're getting no repeats because they're being stored down below, and we only have what's left. So I think this is actually going to work out perfect for Skizz. There's 3, there's 4, 2. This is great. I think this is exactly what he needs. And I'm super glad I was being nosy and reading Skizz's comments. Thank you, Brecourt. Well, I'm glad we were able to figure out a solution for that. But right now, before we go today, I have something I need to do way down there. Hi, villagers roaming around. I don't know how many of them are left. I let like 6 of them out. And I don't know if they've all survived walking around the silo. It is a bit precarious around here in places. But let's go down here because during the Gamers Outreach event that we had, if you guys remember me talking about that a few episodes ago, we had an auction to raise money for the charity, and I auctioned off naming 12 of the ventilator fan ghasts. So right now they're all just named Silenced, as you can see, but we actually had people donate through the auction, and I now have all their names. So if you did donate and you won the auction, then get ready because I'm going to go get 12 name tags ready to go, and no longer will these be silenced. I mean, they'll still be silenced, but then instead they're going to have your name on it. You know what I mean? I just remembered we can actually make name tags. I was about to go buy them, but how do you make them? Do we have this unlocked? Name tags. It is, gold nuggets and paper. Oh, it can be copper. Iron. Okay, we're going iron. That's going to be cheapest. Iron nuggets and paper. And in our inventory, we can even make it. Name tags. Done. That is so cheap now. That is nice because typically we would spend like 16 emeralds to buy a name tag from a villager, which is crazy. All right, got my first name tag here, and this one is Fiction JC. And there you go. You are this fan right here. This is where am I facing? Northwest. Yeah, right? Yeah, northwest guy here. And we'll kind of move over in a clockwise fashion so that the people that did win the auction there kind of have a good idea of where their name is. So we'll go over to this one. The next one is Dio the Yarn Dragon. I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for contributing to the Gamers Outreach auction there. You are this fan right here, closest to the center column in that same quadrant. And then gonna make the jump. Okay, perfect. This one is Ghastly Mick Gastface, which is a perfect name for the ghast here. Let's head on over to the northeast quadrant here, where we will put Joshua Carroll. Thank you so much. There you go. There is your ghast fan. And we'll do the same thing. We'll head over to this one first. This one belongs to, I'm going to butcher this name, Ankish Moses Smith. Hopefully I got that right. There you go. That's where yours is. And we've got one that is a little terrifying here. Boogeyman 718. Ah, I almost fell in there. There you go, Boogeyman. You are here. Let's head over to the southeast quadrant now. And on the far south side, we have 3 Screams. Okay, little quick story behind 3 Screams. It's actually 3 Screens. Is their name online, and they've done some work for me. They're a talented developer, and if you've ever watched my streams, we always log whose birthday it is in the stream and keep track so that they can't spam it and stuff multiple days of the year. And MVP system, all sorts of stuff that they've done for me. And they've also donated during the auction and won their name here and decided to go with something more appropriate to a ghast instead of screens. 3 Screams. I love it. Okay, we'll go a little bit north here, closest to the center column, and we've got Fierce Big Baba. There's yours. Over here, we got the Pope family. Thank you, thank you. And now moving on to the southwest quadrant, we've got the Cardi family. Cardi family, this is yours right here, kind of in the far corner of this quadrant. And then we'll move over to this guy, closest to our moss farm here. CC, thank you so much for your contribution. There you go. Your ghast is now named. Last but not least, Stephen Violet. Here we go. Stephen Violet, you are right here next to center in the southwest quadrant. There we go. All 12 ghast ventilator fans have been named. Again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate your contributions during the Gamers for Giving, Gamers Outreach charity event. All that went a very long way to making more kids enjoy their stays, or at least tolerate their stays in hospitals now that they have some video games to play to pass the time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, all right. I suppose we've done enough for one episode. We've done a lot of work to this river here. You can see I'm still working on it, and I got it kind of going into the mountain here where I do have a hidden door in a way. It's not great and it doesn't go anywhere, but it will. I got big plans, big dreams for this hole in the mountain. But I'm gonna continue working on this terraforming little by little. I didn't want to do too much at once because it is something new. It is a bit tedious for me, and I'm doing a lot of trial and error. I didn't want to get burnt out on it, and the sheer size and scale of this whole thing is absolutely massive. So I will continue to just chip away at this project, probably mostly on streams and stuff. But this was a bit of a redstone heavy episode, wasn't it? My brain's hurting a little bit. So hopefully you guys followed along with that. And I think the mini game will be fun in the tunnel for people to just play and pass time as they're riding the ham track. So yeah, I'm super excited to see how the Hermits get along with that game. But I think that'll do it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that before you go. And with that said, I'll see you again next time. Have a good one, everyone. But it only works if you go.
You have to say it.
You got to take free snow when you find free snow.
Especially the powdered stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ether, you're doing it wrong.
Am I?
Yeah, you have to go.
There
you go. There you go.
You fool.
Nom 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 nom.
Dude, you can't over because then you just start throwing your buckets everywhere.
Yeah.
It does work.